Hi folks, it looks like I got cut off there. An alarm got set and it made me somehow stop the video. I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with that in the future. So let's quickly try to finish up this turn. Here we are. As I said, the Dutch lost their army and their factory. The Mughals lost one. It is the turn 14. They will score 4 points for Andhra unless someone else takes away from them. Remember, that's scored at the very end of the turn. However, we do count Raj points right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so they have between 9 and 17. You need 18 to get Maharaja. So instead, the Mughals will get 1 point for Raja. All right. So that was the Mughals. Portuguese, boom, let's go. The Portuguese, again, don't get any growth, don't get any more reinforcements. They're down to 2 factories. Wow, yeah. Excuse my cough here. They want to grow on that other coast. They want to get their factory points. They now could, give it to the Mughals here in the Highlands, which helps it safer, defend better. This Portuguese could move 2 over to here. And again, the colonial sea powers can coexist. They can also fight. It's at the moving player's turn if he wants to try to attack. And again, if you remember, the French potentially have 2 guys coming on. It would make no sense for the Portuguese right now to attack them, because if they killed it, he's still going to get 2 back, so it wouldn't help any. They don't get points for doing that. They do get points for killing Muslims, though. Yeah, there's just no way they can really get to the Muslims. So by going here, they could put a factory there or there and just squat and grab their factory points. The British. Yeah, the British are probably going to want to grab this coast or something. Remember how they pounded on the Sinhalese here, even with the Dutch factory. Yeah, I think they're going to build that factory here in the safer zone. And that's that. Those Portuguese green guys, they're the first colonial power. They do score points every turn. So again, they have 3 factories on 3 coasts. That's +6. It's the Dutch turn. The Dutch don't get anything. The Dutch have 1 factory left. They do have 2 armies. By the colonial powers do not care about population limit. They still have to obey stacking in a given province, but you can have, for example, 1 unlimited stack in the clear. The Brits, who can have up to 8 armies, could have all 8 in 1 clear province, and that's legit. They could have their entire stack in one of those. All right, so the Dutch. My kingdom for a Dutch. Pass the duchy? No. Yeah, they don't get any special points for killing anybody or anything like that. So, wow, what are they going to do? They can go out and give 1 to the Sinhalese. And actually, here's the ticket. Well, no, let's see. If they come out here and you cannot. Simhala, that's one of the ones. Baluchistan, Assam, and Simhala are the coastal provinces that cannot have factories built in them. So no factory there. So, yeah, they might as well give a... Let's see, they're so weak. Not well defended. Do they... They can't... There's no... They can't do it on some. The Dutch. They could go to sea. They could give an army. They could try to fight. They could be butt cheeks and pound on the Portuguese. Try that, which doesn't sound like a great idea to me. But remember, the Mughals are going to get their 4 points. It's not going to be a big point turn, but they got 6 for the Portuguese. The Portuguese have done pretty good, steadily keeping their 3 factories each turn, so that's kind of interesting. Oh boy, God, they're maintaining that lead just barely. I'll tell you, I don't know. Green did grow fast, and it's probably going to grow fast. Purple is probably gonna, well, they're at 2 factories. They're gonna have the armies. They've got 4 on the board now. They're getting 4 more. They're gonna push their weight around, smack some territories down, and score more points for that. Obviously the Rajputs and the Sikhs aren't real big and powerful, but there's still some point potential there. But there's no way the Dutch are going to fight that. Portuguese. Who was it? Yeah, it was the Portuguese that got points for destroying Muslims. What is the Dutch? The Dutch opinion. What is the Dutch opinion? Yeah, I think they just gotta, well, try to not antagonize people too much. Go ahead and take one of these factory-wise. It's next to multiple guys. This is next to the British right now, so maybe leave that for the British. Maybe the British won't pick on them in both places. So, yep, the Dutch are just going to try to eke out some more points here. Be out at sea, give them a factory. They can indeed say, hey, we're trying to give the Sinhalese arms again. Trying. Right. So that's it for the Dutch. The Dutch will get 2 factories and 2 coasts. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Which they've had before. Last turn, right? 4. All right. The Sinhalese aren't going to score any points. Frenchies. So the French get a leader. And they could have gotten up to 2 armies. And these are coming in. Indian Ocean. But they only get 1. They didn't lose. Wow. So what do the French want to do? So again, they can do a factory here. They've got a factory on this coast, a factory that can come on this coast. So if they build a factory over there, so after their movement, I'm going to assume they're going to do that. So they'll leave this guy out at sea. But they can't give out colonial arms unless they get on the ground. So I think they want to fight their way onto the ground, onto the land. They've already got one here. They're going to build one here. They've got one there. They'll have their factories spread out on all the coasts. But they're going to fight. And I think the Sinhalese, the Port Sinhalese, are the easiest target right here. Now, the Sinhalese can submit in Ceylon if they're down to 1, but these other provinces, they're still subject to being beat on. So the French, if they come here like this, if they win and don't lose anything, they'll have 2 armies. They'll have armies on the subcontinent. They can give the Marathas arms. The question which side, maybe, well, the Marathas won't have to decide until their turn. They'll grant them arms, and they bring it on as a reinforcement on their turn. So there's a little flexibility there, the way this works. So we're doing a battle. The French are fighting the Sinhalese. 2 dice for the attacking colonials with a colonial leader. And again, I don't know why they have the turban. They should have put, a French tricorn or something on there. So because they're colonial armies, they get +1. Because there's a leader, they get another +1. So normally they can hit on a 5 or 6. They actually can hit the Sinhalese on a 3 or better. And the Sinhalese has to roll a 6. Doop, doop, doop. Well, they managed. Adding 2. It's a 6. Sinhalese loses 1. The French are here. So the French actually have a choice now. It's their factory phase. They can build it over here because of the adjacency of an army. Or they could build it here because they have troops there themselves. And so this here could count for this. This in the south, this over here. So I don't know if that right now that might be like facing off against the British having, I got more armies here. They're French armies. My leader lasts there until, next turn. Yeah, I think maybe we put it down here. Now, yeah, the Brits are going to get a go. The Brits are going to get a turn. Now, the Mughals, no, not the Mughals, the Marathas are going to get turned for 14 points, potentially, North India. That was the whole thing about moving to Bengal. The putting a factory there would actually help the Brits from conquering. Well, here's the deal. If the French put a factory there and someone attacked them and killed the 2 Marathas armies, the Brits could retreat or have been killed or not, and leaving the factory by itself, that would end up being French-controlled instead of Marathas-controlled. So it helps a little bit in the fight, but it's not as powerful as we thought. Protect with the French. Protect there. That was my original thought. Well, right. No matter what, because they're already sharing, the Marathas can get factories. They've got factories. They can get the arms. This here, I don't know. It's just it's kind of a fun spot. Those big ass Mughals, excuse my French. Get it? Decisions. Where is that other factory? I'm gonna play that thought that maybe help deter the British from maybe attacking that. And they're committing arms to the Marathas. It's gonna go on their thing. They're gonna get it for next turn. They can place it, and it's gonna go their choice. So the French do have 1, 2, 3 factories on 1, 2, 3 coasts. So they're worth 6 points for blue. So there's still pending points for the Mughals for Andhra and the Marathas in North India. And it's the British's turn. All right, the British get 2 armies in the Indian Ocean and 2 armies in the Arabian Sea. So they've got 4 out here, 3 here, 1 there. There's their 8. They're at their max. They're not getting any more, except on the last 2 turns, they can replace back up to 6. British minimum 6 is what it says. British minimum 6. So if they lost 3 armies this turn, they will get 1 back. If they lost 2 or less, they're not going to get nothing. If they lost all 8 armies, they're going to get 6 of them back. So they could do some crazy attacking, right? This is actually a thought, right? They could attack with 8 armies and risk losing many of them, knowing they're going to get a minimum of 6 back. That makes me think they could go after, you know, the colonials at sea. They could try to sweep them out. French, Portuguese, and Dutch all have guys at sea, and they could attack them and try to squeeze the other colonial power's ability to do anything in the last couple of turns. Purple. So they started the turn in 3rd place. Green is got 6 points, and they potentially got 4 more. Right now, factory-wise, they only have 2 factories. They got 2 coasts. That's 4 points. They could grow up to 2 more factories and get the other coast. So that's 4 factories. That's like 7 points that the British can get. The British, don't get any points for killing anybody. So 4, 5, 6, 7. They could get 7 points. The Sikhs are going to get a point for having killed a Mughal. The Rajputs can't score anything this turn. They couldn't kill any Muslim or anything. So 8. That's all they're going to do this turn. They are going to be behind. They're going to be in the end. They don't like that. So they could do some crazy stuff. Oh, yeah, great. Wait, Green, Andhra, 4. Yeah. They could try to prevent them from getting that. That's 3 for them. They're up to 76 plus potentially 3 more. Yeah, this is a bloody death. Wow. But this is, God, just look how bloody that is. But like I said, they could lose all 8 armies. All 8 armies, and potentially get 6 whole armies back. Is that crazy talk? Is that crazy talk? Factory. They need to do something over here. They got to take something, because again, that doesn't count. You can't put one here. So they got to fight something over here to get one. They can build it to get. They have to open up 2 more factories. There's nothing here. There's already one here. Wow. This is not an easy decision. 1, 2, 3. Remember, British or colonials can all move 3. So they could actually come, the Arabians could go 1, 2, and land all those guys here. So they could pig pile in here, fight Mughals, Marathas. There may be, leader here. There's a leader and a factory here, so this could be really bloody. And the thing is, they would need base 6s here. So they'd be hitting on a 5-6, and these guys would be hitting 2 back and hitting the Brits on a 4-5-6. Yeah, that's insane. No way. Not going to do that. You're going to have to let green go. Blue is going to be more in the lead. Between blue's 6 points plus the 3, 9 is 73. Whereas, lost the focus. Whereas 59 plus 6 plus the 4 more for Andhra, 69. Yeah, they're getting farther and farther behind blue. So I think they need to pick on blue. But the Mughals still have all those potential points. Well, turn 16. Wow, 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 wow. All right. Can hit those on a 6, adding 1, 5 or 6, 4, 5, 6. They'd get 1 back, and we had a 5 or 6. That's bloody. Well, gotta make a decision, right? Gotta make a decision. There's French armies there. That would be a bloodbath. They could pound on French factories all over, but no, yep, that's in the clear. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. We're going in. We're doing it. We're going in against them. You can't give arms. They're just not in a situation to give colonial arms to the Rajputs or the Sikhs. They would have, if the Sikhs or someone earlier, well, they came on later. The Rajputs would have made their way to Sindh or something. It just doesn't make sense. Who could have they forced to submit over there? Well, yes, submit, then they become allies, but nothing says that the allies can't attack you, but the allies don't necessarily. Yeah, I'm about to run out of battery here, so I have to finish this up. So let's do it, and hopefully we won't run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, double 4. I'm going to leave 1 behind here, and then I'm going to do an example of trying to beat on somebody. Wow. Here, just to wreak some havoc. Do we really need all 5 there? Should I only go with 4? I'm going to only go with 4. We need to build 2 factories, so we can build 2 on this coast to get those points. All right, so let's do that. Let's fight the Mughals there in Orissa. 2 black, 2 blue. They're adding 1 because we're colonial, so we can hit back only on a 6. Oh, blood. They do get 1 hit. They do add 1. They killed the 2. 2 Mughals dead. 1 Brit dead, which well, if they only lose 1 or 2 armies, they're not getting any back. It's minimum 6 next turn. But they did take Orissa. Big fight here. We got 4 attackers. Those are all defending on a 5 or 6. There's 3 of them, the factory and the 2 armies. They are getting to add 1. So normally the British are hit on a 6. So it'll be 5 or 6 for the defender and 4, 5, 6 going against. All right, so 4 or 5 or 6, only 1 hit. No hits by the defense. So the Mughals have lost 1. They can retreat. They could retreat to Assam or Bhutan. Because they came here. They're in this square. They could retreat with the leader and the 1 army. I don't know. They're gonna stay. They could hurt the British. Because if they kill another British army, that hurts the British. The Blues saying, yeah, I want them to be weak. If they kill 2 or 3, they can't get that lucky. I mean, they could get really, really lucky and hit and get missed. But if they can kill 1 more, so they're hitting on a 5 or 6, so they're trying to stay and fight. Let's do it. Oh, they did. They got another hit, but boom, they're wiped out. 2 hits. So these guys go. The leader is killed. The British don't get any points for that. But that factory's removed, but the Brit did lose another guy. So the Brits are down to 6 on the land. Well, obviously, at the beginning of the Brits' next turn, when they get a turn, but they can build factories. Let's do that. Factory, factory. All right, let's do this point totals fast before we run out of power. So let's start with the purple guys. So it is turn 14. There's no points for the Rajputs. There's 1 point for the Sikhs, having killed a Mughal. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 factories on 3 coasts. That's 7 points. 7, that's 8 total. They're at 68. All right, let's do green. Green. We added the 6 points for what? My memory is failing me. Did we actually do the Portuguese? That's be at the end of the whole thing. We shouldn't have done the Portuguese until the very end. We gave them their 6 points for their factories. They could have lost them. So that was premature. They didn't get attacked. They've got the 6. And the Mughals for turn did get Andros. That's plus 4 more. That's 10. That's 69. Yeah, we should not have scored those points. Oh, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we should have had 1 point for Raj points, which we put. Whoa, where'd it go? There it is. So 1 more is my chicken scratch. So 6 plus 1, that's a 1, believe it or not. Plus 4, 11, 70 points. Yellow. Yellow didn't get any magic points. For Sinhalese, the Dutch were getting their 4. I wrote it down already. And again, I shouldn't have. That was premature. They didn't lose any. They got their 4, their 2 coasts. So they are at 80. Got to remember that. The colonial powers get at the end. They can get them each turn, but it's the end of the whole turns. All right. And now the blue. Same thing. The French. We had 3. Yes, I did the French wrong, right? The French were going to score points for that. They don't. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, not 6. And so this was a double whammy, right? The Marathas do not score those North India points, so they only got 4. So in terms of the purple strategy, the British play to go and fight those Marathas in Bengal, destroy that French factory that the Marathas were defending. They managed to only get 4 points to 68, and they actually tied. So relative, that did help the British a bit there. All right. And they overall weakened the green player more by taking that, and it scored more points, 1 extra point to have an extra factory. It's still, they control that coast. They're the base point for that. So before the battery runs out, there we are, end of turn 14. 68 and 68 for the purple and blue player, 70 for the green player, 80 points. Yellow is holding on. There's 2 more turns. There are 2 more turns. We got some Afghans showing up next turn. We got a British leader, Clive. The British could get reinforcements if they get knocked down further, but they're currently at 6. So we will see what's going to happen. So that is Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness playing Maharaja. It's mid to late afternoon, right before evening. Signing off. It's at 30 minutes of the second half of this video. We're going to interrupt it, and the battery's about to run out. So take care, everyone, and ciao.